In a couple of past videos, I've talked about investors a couple of times. So I wanted to do a video about investors and investing in your business, uh, kind of pull all that advice together in one video for you. Should you have investors? Should you not have investors? Different kinds of investors. There's a lot going on with investors. The first thing that I've mentioned this in at least two of the previous videos, if not more, is understand that if the number one reason you have to be brutally honest with yourself on this. If the number one reason that you're bringing an investor on is you're hoping that they will kind of take over and run the show and you can just come along for the ride, uh, it's not an investor. You don't need an investor. Nope. That's not what they're looking for. And you're going to have a terrible time going to investors. So if you come up with an idea, but deep inside you have great fears about speaking in public or talking to people, or what if I fail, or things like that, and so you hope bringing on an investor will assuage that, because they won't want their investment to fall apart, will they? So they're going to put their extra time into this to do it. That is a trap. That is a trap that investors try to avoid. And so this is what happens. And if you watch Shark Tank, you'll see this. An entrepreneur comes into the Shark Tank, says, "I've got this great idea." What's the first thing that most of the investors will ask him? How's your sales? Now they're asking that for two reasons. One is proof of concept. If you're selling and you're doing well, there's proof of concept. Okay, there's a market for what you're doing. If you are selling but not doing well, they worry about proof of concept. Okay, that's an important point. They either look at, are you not selling well, or is the product not selling well? Then they start to get down to what's going on. What's the fundamental problem in this business? If you're not selling at all, if you're like, no, this is a brand new idea, but I've been working on this idea for 10 years and it's awesome and you're going to love it once we get it out and get it going with your resources and your help, they know you are baiting them. They know you might not know it. Honestly, I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that really believe that's a legit way to do business. And you don't realize that you are completely undermining yourself when you do that. So you have to understand, an investor, again, investors aren't there to build a business. Investors are there to grow the business. They're there to put gas on the fire, but you have to have the fire going and get it to a certain size fire before their efforts will really help out. Can they take your idea and run with it and do great? Yes, they probably could. Do they want to? No, they most likely don't want to. They want you to do it. They're going to put their money in you to run it for them. That's the challenge that an investor has. An investor has way more money than people helping them, and so they want their money to return. When they give you money, they want that money to come back to them. Money is an employee to them, and which is a great way to think about money when you think in investment standpoint. So they want their money to come back with more money. Basically, they want their money to recruit more, to come back and then so they can do more with it. They're not looking to babysit it. They're not looking to run it. That's what they are trying to invest in you. They invest in you far more than they'll invest in your idea. Like the Tech Accelerator Boom startup that I went through, I learned afterwards when talking to one of the mentors that while they like to invest in your business and what you do, they actually are more investing in you as the entrepreneur. Can you survive the 90-day grilling mentor program that we're going to put you through? And what is the next thing that you do? We know this business probably isn't going to make it, but what are you going to do next? That's when they put the real money in, because they want to see what you're made of. They want to watch you get in the plane, try to pull it together, watch it crash and burn, and see, are you going to get out of that plane, and are you going to build another plane and start going again? Because that's what they're looking for. They want people who are willing to do more, who are willing to push it and keep going. Not the ones that pull the parachute and jump out, or are too afraid to try to take off with the plane. They want to know you're going to ride that plane to the ground, and then you're going to get out, go back to the hangar, and build a new plane and go again. So it's the person that they're really investing in. So as you talk to investors, realize they're looking at you as their investment. You're the tangible in there. Yes, it's money. Yes, there's contracts and all that baloney and stuff, but you are the tangible as the entrepreneur. So you need to understand that, okay? So this is why they're going to hound you. This is why they're going to demand reports from you, and they're not just looking at am I getting the reports, but how are you treating me with these reports? How well are your reports? Are your reports detailed? Are your reports ready to go? Is it efficient, easy to read and taken care of? How you do what you do is going to determine your investment as well. So you just have to realize if you're hiring an investor to start the fire, no. Take whatever investment amount you think you're going to get, and again, drop it by a factor of 10. And that's all you're worth, honestly, because that's all an idea is worth. It's the execution that makes a bigger difference. So just understand that when you're dealing with investors, okay? So here's the thing is if you can bootstrap it, every investor will love you. They love that because you're going to prove the concept without using their money. A lot of people go borrow family and friends. Not a bad way to go. Just realize, okay, when you borrow money for your business, I know your family and friends are a lot more lenient. They're hoping to get a return, but they're more just putting it in to help you out. There's still a fiduciary responsibility that comes with that. And our society values money a lot. And there's laws around how you handle money and how you do things. So if you're not careful, you can find yourself afoul of legal issues. So you just got to watch out for that because money is important in today's society, unfortunately. So if you can bootstrap your business, it's hard. It's tough. It will make you a much better entrepreneur. It honestly will. Okay, the number one rule about investments, and this is whether you're getting equity or debt or any type of investment, the best time to ask for money is when you don't need it. So if your business is running, you've got good stuff happening, that's when you ask for money. Now that might sound counterintuitive. You're like, but Curtis, wait a minute here. I don't need money if my business is going well. Why do I need to ask for it? That's when you're going to get the cheapest money possible. When you are cranking it, things are working, you've got revenue, you've got success, you can get money, you can get business loans and other things. They're going to help you out, and it's going to be at the best terms because they know you are relatively safe. You're not a big risk. When you are struggling, when you are challenged, and when you are having a hard time, that's the worst time to ask for money because it's very expensive because they know you need it worse than they need you. And so they can rake you over the coals. So ask for money when you don't need it. Very important rule. Understand too, again, investors are not so much liking the idea as they are the entrepreneur. Can the entrepreneur pull this idea off? That's always an important thing. So if you bootstrap your idea, if you make it work with your own money or get your customers to pre-order from you or do something like that where you have some funding or do some factoring in there or something to help you generate some quick cash as you go, if you can bootstrap it to a nice cash flow positive point, the things you're going to learn is going to make you an infinitely better entrepreneur the whole way through. It's going to help you tremendously. So that's an important thing to always look at. Debt is sometimes easier than equity to take on, like getting a business loan, getting a credit card, because they're not so much concerned about the business. They're just concerned about getting paid back. And so they have laws around that, or you have to put collateral up like your home or your cars or valuables or whatever as collateral to get that debt. They're not worrying about you or your deal. They're just guaranteeing they're going to get their money back. Tend to be a little easier to work with. Some oftentimes higher interest rates, bigger challenges that way. But it's still something you owe back, and you can't just, oh, if my business fails, I'm just going to file bankruptcy and walk away from it all. It still hurts, still gets you, still have troubles with that. So, and they'll never loan you money again. You can't go back to that same bank and, yeah, you loan me $400,000 and I lost it last year. They're not going to loan back to you. And they're going to tell their other banker friends, don't loan to this guy. So, or this person, I should say. So really bootstrapping is really, it's hard. It's tough. you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to always have budget problems. You're going to always be struggling to do things. But if you can build it to a cash flowing business, you have an opportunity to make something really work. And businesses love that. They love to see that success. So do that hard work and then go talk to investors and those people, and they'll be more than willing to work with you at that point. But realize, again, hiring an investor, getting money is never going to solve the problem in your business. And it is not a shortcut to success. If some people think, oh, if I just had $1 million, I'd go hire tons of salespeople and we'd just go sell the crap out of this. Well, the problem is if there's no process in place to sell, it doesn't matter how many salespeople you got. It doesn't matter how good the salespeople are. If there's no process, if there's no proven method of success, it's not going to work. You're going to waste a lot of money. You can't just, I'm going to just go hire a bunch of people and build it, and then we're going to go out and sell it. You need to prove the concept out. And that's where bootstrapping makes a big impact. Again, it's hard, it's tough, but you'll be a better entrepreneur for it. So even investors will tell you, bootstrap first. Then you get investors later to come in and help you with your business will be the best way to go. That'll make a bigger difference for you to really help your business to move. The only other investment I'd say is hire like a business coach that can help you, or buy into a franchise, because they're going to have a lot of stuff done for you that you won't have to worry about. Franchises usually have all the legal stuff done. Sometimes they'll have like all the marketing done for you. Sometimes they'll have call centers in place to help you manage your sales and things, or customer service and stuff. You're buying a system, basically, with the franchise. You don't have to build the system, you're buying a system. Building a system from scratch is the hardest way to do business. It's tough, it's long hours, it's going to take the rest of your life to do it. It is rewarding, and it's nice to do. It does have the best payoff when you can get that investor and take off, because then you can breathe a sigh of relief as it runs. You get other people in there to run it better than you, to grow it. You get some payouts, especially if you can run public, sell it into the public markets, have an IPO. Now you're cooking with gas. Now you've got yourself out. You let somebody else run it and take care of it. It's a great way to go. So it's just a lot of work to get there. So those are some things to consider. If you've worked with investors, or if you've if you are an investor, put down in the comments, what is your advice? Like, what are the things you wish entrepreneurs knew before they approach you for money? Or if you've done investment, what are the things you wish you were told before you got money as well? Look forward to extending this conversation into the comments. We'll see you there.